What do you think about Trump? How did he do? Do you think he should run again?
No, not a fan at all. The worst president we ever had.
One of the worst human beings ever. He should be nowhere near Washington. He should be nowhere near any kind of power. I hope he ends up in jail. I really do. Him and his family need to end up in jail. For all this nonsense to stop.
What do you think was the worst thing that he did, and why would he be in jail?
Name something. It was the January 6th insurrection. That whole day I was so mad.
Remember Drew Carey, the Drew Carey show, when it was just kind of like this regular, everyday, I don't know, you would just call it a situational comedy, a sitcom probably. His nemesis, Mimi Bobek. Then he went from that show into Whose Line Is It Anyway, which was a fake improv show that was probably totally scripted. However, then he went, I think he's hosting some game show now, I think. And at one point in his life, I actually think he was a Republican or conservative. Well, he gave an interview that resurfaced on the web yesterday. I don't know if it's brand new or not. I suspect it might be, where he basically says he hates half of America and that he thinks a bunch of Americans should be put in jail. And it is perhaps the most unhinged nonsense that I've ever heard. And today we're going to share it together, have a conversation about it, because quite frankly, I think these people should have a penalty. You watch his show, you want to watch The Price is Right. Think about this. Yeah, Drew Carey, technically not a conservative, always a libertarian guy, openly libertarian. But I just wanted to share. Sorry, I said conservative, but he really, libertarian is the correct, moniker for him. But now I want to. Why is this weird thing here? Let's get rid of that. Okay. Who had Drew Carey hating half the country in our 2024 bingo card? I'm not sure I'll be watching anything this guy does anymore. I'm done with it. This is the best way to deal with a lot of this woke nonsense, to be honest, is to just tune out and don't watch their stuff.
What do you think about Trump? How did he do? Do you think he should run again?
No, not a fan at all. The worst president we ever had.
Now, he's fine to not be a fan of Trump. To say he's the worst president we've ever had is just objectively wrong. He isn't even the worst president that we've had during Drew Carey's lifespan.
One of the worst human beings ever. He should be nowhere near Washington. He should be nowhere near any kind of power. I hope he ends up in jail. I really do.
Interesting. Hope he goes to jail. Not very libertarian of you. In fact, if he was a true libertarian, he'd probably be wondering what exactly is the evidence or the reasoning for giving him a $400 million judgment, or taking a $400 million judgment fraudulently, in my opinion.
Him and his family need to end up in jail.
Him and his
for all
family.
this nonsense to stop.
And
He's the worst.
what do you think was the worst thing that he did, and why would he be in jail?
Name something. The January 6th insurrection. That whole day I was so mad watching that whole thing. Everybody involved in that should be in jail.
Everybody involved should be in jail. All the people that were there peacefully protesting. By the way, you might think, Jeremy, he didn't say that. Oh no, he's going to say that even if you were just there, you belong in jail.
Everybody that gave a speech, everybody that broke into the Capitol, whether they were doing anything or not, even just wandering around, jail.
Jail for everybody. Jail if you gave a speech. Drew Carey, libertarian, comes out against freedom of speech. If you gave a speech you belong in jail. Now, I have often said, and I will say again, that I don't understand. I mean, I understand if people, broke into places, did property damage. I think they should, there's a penalty for that. I will also say I would like to see Democrats have the same penalty, but they don't. Democrats that, did the same thing in Madison and I think Nashville or Missouri, several other cities. Look at all the people that have been doing this over the Israel stuff. None of them have been put in federal penitentiaries.
That's a bunch of bullshit, And the big lie about the election being stolen, all the graft.
For a libertarian, parroting Democratic talking points is odd. The big lie is essentially MSNBC and CNN talk. He's no libertarian. If you're consuming CNN and then parroting their language, the DNC's language, you're not a libertarian.
All the, one lie after the next, the way he handled COVID and let all these people die.
What? To be honest with you, let's talk about the way Trump handled the coup. Okay? You would think if Joe Biden had done Operation Warp Speed, the left would have called him a god. Right? The left has been, oh, give me the jab, give me the jab. You got to take the jab. Everyone's got to get the jab. Everyone jab, jab, jabbity, jab, 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 jab. Right? That's the left. If Joe Biden or Barack Obama had come up with Operation Warp Speed, they would deify him. But because it was Trump, what exactly does the left have an issue with how Trump handled it? We were the first people out there giving everybody their cramming that stuff in their arm. What do they want? I have problems with how they handled it, but I'm not a shit lib.
He's a maniac. I got no good thing to say about Donald Trump.
What do you hope happens?
For the record.
All right, thank you. This has been a great conversation. My last question for you is, what do you hope happens? Before you know it, 2024 will be here.
Okay, so this must have been an older interview then, right? So now, because I never watch interviews, so it resurfaced on the internet today. It must have been an older interview.
What do you think? Are you going to support a libertarian candidate again, or what do you think?
I'm going to support whoever can knock down Trump and Trumpism.
Okay. He's a lib. He's a shit lib. He's not a libertarian. He's literally abandoning libertarianism. He's saying, I'll vote for whoever can beat Trump. I'm going to abandon the libertarian vote, and I'm going to vote for whoever can beat Trump and quote unquote Trumpism. By the way, Trumpism is also another leftist term. Now, to be fair, there are absolutely leftist libertarians. There are 100%. People often mistake libertarianism and think, oh, they're just conservatives who like weed or something like that. That's not true. I've met libertarians who are basically like hippie types, and actually hippies are a lot more tolerable than leftists. But when you use terminology like Trumpism, the big lie, you call J6 an insurrection, this guy is not a libertarian. He's a full-blown TDS lib.
I think
if he should have said, if he was really a libertarian, he should have said, well, as a libertarian, I would never have supported jab mandates. I never would have shut down, I never would have let mayors shut down the cities. He's the first libertarian in history to demand more government action against COVID. right? he's the first in history.
The whole idea is a danger to the country. The idea that, you know, you can support somebody who believes in who just lies outright, and you're going to support him because you're afraid of getting primaried or something like that. Trumpism has to die. And
Trumpism.
I don't care if somebody's libertarian or not. If you can beat those people and push them back and get them the F out of the power, I'm going to support whoever does that. If it's a Democrat, fine.
He just has TDS. He's like Sam Harris. Sam Harris famously said, and I'm paraphrasing, something along the lines of, I don't care what Joe Biden did. If he had done this, that, or the other thing, all heinous crimes, I'm still voting for him because I don't like Trump. No, I'm not going to pretend that there weren't people that voted for Trump because they hated Hillary. I think Hillary Clinton motivated a lot of voters to make sure she didn't win. I think every presidential candidate kind of does that. But this guy's no libertarian. He strikes me as a guy who just doesn't want to, he just says he's a libertarian so that he can be ambiguous in Hollywood, so that he's trying to play business so he doesn't piss off both sides. You know what I mean? These guys all forget. Remember how the left, after Trump won in 2016, they said it was stolen too? There are hundreds of videos floating around Twitter of various politicians saying just that. Democrats say it all the time. Remember when they said Russia did it?
Just get out. Because there's no place for that kind of stuff anymore. I'm not putting up with it.
Drew Gary is not putting up with it. I mean, I don't even really understand how you get to be this way. I mean, the other thing is, like, how do you think about another man, president, or whatever the case is, so often? I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people using that rhetoric over the hanging chads. Does anybody remember the hanging chads? I do. Now I don't know. Now I don't know when this interview happened, but Drew Carey's son went viral at a Trump protest, and his parents had no idea. 11-year-old Drew Carey's son gets politically radicalized by his lunatic dad. Setting fires. That's his kid. Great dad. Shouldn't he be at home in bed because he got school the next day? I guess not.